Yes! I finally get to talk about this. All the people who run YouTube are a bunch of pedos. Finally. Alright, so that was a pretty violent intro there, but now I'll actually do some real talking. So apparently YouTube has finally gotten called out for the whole just striking everything that moves. One particular thing is striking people who try to fight against pedophilia. That's right, YouTube has been actively fighting against people who make videos where they fight against pedophilia, like entrapment videos, or they, you know, like they get the predator to come someplace to meet the kid, and then they get him, and they're like, hey, your face is all over the world now. Good job, idiot.
Look at the ducks. Oh, look at the dog. Oh, and look at the predator.
And then YouTube goes, oh, well, it's not advertiser friendly. We need to take that down, guy. And they've been doing that with a lot of stuff, but they really have been fighting the anti-pedophilia people pretty freaking hard. Like, anxiety wars. They've been really attacking him over the last couple years. But anyway, this guy named Mama Max finally called them out in a video, and it seems to have gained traction, and I'm super excited for what's going to come from this, because we could see, if we push hard enough, a total overhaul of the people and systems that decide whether your video goes against the community guidelines or not. And I've definitely had some videos deleted over the years. I've had some that probably went against community guidelines, but like I'm not 100% sure. And then I had a couple where it definitely didn't, but they just deleted it anyway, because who cares? And then I appealed it, and they rejected it. And obviously, with stuff like that going on in such a big company, somebody, probably multiple people, need to get fired. But really, I'm here to talk about more of the pedophile part. And it is that YouTube seems to maybe even actively fight against the people who are fighting against the pedophiles, and the people who fight against the pedophiles have really kind of had enough of being, you know, kind of beaten up by YouTube every time they do something good. In Mama Max's video, he says this.
And despite all of the conflicting personalities you're about to see, you'll notice that there's one thing that does bring us all together. We don't like pedophiles. Something you don't seem to see eye to eye with us on YouTube.
I think they're right. I think YouTube doesn't have any problem with pedophiles, and here's why I think that. I think, and this is my very personal opinion, but that's what I'm here to do. I'm an opinionated creator. I share my opinion. I'm not giving you news. I'm giving you my opinion on the news. I think that probably YouTube and other websites, Facebook, so on and so forth, a lot of big companies, government, and not just our government, I mean governments all over the world, are really looking to normalize pedophilia. Here's some good reasons and personal stories that caused me to draw this conclusion. And you guys can tell me what you think in the comments, of course, I welcome that. You guys know that. I myself have run across Facebook pages where they are totally dedicated to posting pictures of minors, as in children, and I'm not talking just like 13-year-olds, you know, like 17 or something like that, you know. I'm talking like 10-year-olds, and then a bunch of people in the comments talking about how hot they are and how much they want to touch them. I don't know how that's not endangering minors. I don't get it. And then there are the people who are even a little more safe from Facebook, apparently, and they post art of children. I don't care if you like anime, whatever, man. You can do what you can do, okay? I don't have a problem with them having their, like, lollies in there or whatever. But having a Facebook account that is totally dedicated to these lollies or whatever, these young kids in anime, and talking about sexually explicit things to do with these characters, even though it's supposed to be younger, I would call that a slight normalization of pedophilia. But then again, that's Facebook and not YouTube, so, I mean, you know, it should be fine, right? Except it's not just Facebook, it's Instagram. I actually found a Instagram account the one time that was totally dedicated to art of minors. They would draw nude art of minors and then post it, and then people would talk about, you know, again, very sexually explicit things, and somehow that wasn't a problem. I mean, yes, art is art, and I can understand that to an extent, but obviously this is a bunch of pedophiles all hanging out together, bro. And I, being a red-blooded American, of course, reported this account and told them that they broke their community guidelines or whatever. And then I got a message back from Instagram a couple days later telling me that my account would be deleted if I continued to report accounts that didn't have a problem. So now YouTube's got that same stuff going on, these same double standards of just throwing stuff around, right? These anime lollies and all this art stuff is okay or whatever, but people fighting pedophiles, we don't like that. Women showing off their breasts and breastfeeding their children online, it's all good, but these pedophile fighting videos, too explicit. Oh, what's this? I can go look up ASMRs that have sexual activity in them? Interesting. Wait, what? The pedophile videos got taken down for having too much sexual content. What? And I know what you're about to say. You're going to say, but they can't just show a bunch of sexual content because they're fighting pedophiles. That's good that they're fighting pedophiles, but it's bad that they show sexual content. The thing is they really don't. They blur out everything they need to blur. They bleep everything they need to bleep. What is the problem? If all of this other stuff that I just mentioned can be on YouTube, but these pedophile fighting videos can't, then what is the difference? What is the issue? Is it that they're fighting pedophiles? Do you not like that? Do you want to normalize it? What's the problem, YouTube? Why don't you tell us? Why don't you pick a side? Or maybe you already have picked a side. And if that's the case, you picked the wrong side.